Welcome to another edition of the Dementia Care Partner Talk Show. Now, here's dementia care expert Teepa and your host, Greg Phelps.
Hello and welcome to the Dementia Care Partners podcast series brought to you by Positive Approach to Care. I'm your host, Greg Phelps, along with Teepa and today's question may be the longest one I've ever asked you, Teepa.
Is this like the night before Christmas?
Pretty much, yeah.
Is it rhyming?
No rhymes, not on purpose.
Darn. All right, go ahead.
My mother is in the early stages of dementia and still in charge of her financial affairs. I need to be helpful without appearing to take over. I need tips and insights to help her feel smart and competent when she understands very little of what's going on and forgets within minutes almost everything she does understand. I know we're probably having years of difficult life ahead of us, but this does seem to be a particularly awkward phase as we try to settle my dad's, her husband's, estate, and her decisions change daily, even minute by minute. So very specific, but I think we can just sort of generalize the whole topic.
Okay, so I'm going to do one generalization.
All right.
The description I heard of her losses does not sound like very early dementia. I suspect it was identified that what she had was relatively recent, but I would say the brain changes are fairly significant for the prefrontal, which means the thinking cortex, the impulse control cortex, the wiring into the memory unit, and the ability to make and sustain a decision and then initiate actions that are consistent and know when you're done and move forward. And being able to see somebody else's point of view and realize that your skill set is changing.
Okay, so are you saying that sometimes people can cover? Or is it purposeful? Or?
No, it's not on purpose. It's truly that their brain doesn't realize how much everything has changed. And unfortunately, because, quite honestly, we don't do a good job of really monitoring for shifts and changes in abilities. Family members are not really aware, and even the person isn't identified as having issues until you're moving almost to the middle part of the disease. And all of a sudden, that which had been difficult for her for a while is now really becoming almost monumentally challenging. But in addition, I heard something else. So here's the second piece. This isn't by history something she did that much. Who did most of the financial management by history?
Yeah, sounds like Dad had a pretty good brain on things.
Dad, yeah. And Mom was sort of involved, but Dad was the leader of the activity. And their relationship was that she took the cooking and the this, and he took the bills and the that. And now that he's gone, she may have managed it a little bit, but now she is truly, her brain is not able to learn all these new elements. Added to it, she's lost her partner and the person and the way they used to do it. So one of the things to realize is what you're describing is accurately where she is. She is someone who does like to be in control. So now I know something about her. She is more of somebody who likes to be in control than someone who truly wants to be connected to someone right now. So you've got a tricky job to do. I'll agree with you there. And so what you may need to do is break this down into smaller bites. So, hey, Mom, I have a question for you. So, Greg, you be Mom, and I'm going to say, hey, Mom, I have a question for you.
Oh, what's that?
I'm wondering if you could help me out, because I know that now tell me, you and Dad made some arrangements to do some things after he passed, right? You guys talked about some things with the lawyer that you wanted to have happen.
Oh, he had a bunch of stuff written down. I don't know if I've looked at that lately, but
yeah.
There was a bunch of stuff that
there is a bunch of stuff. You're absolutely right. So, I'm wondering, can we tackle one piece because I think this is going to be one that you care a lot about. And how about if we work on that one first?
Well, what's that?
Well, the checkbook, because I know that you like to get things balanced out, right?
Oh, you've got to have the money.
You like to have them, and you like to know you've got money here and money there. So here's what I'm wondering. I gathered up a lot of the bills that I saw you had on the desk, but I've got them all right here. Now, what am I saying I've already done?
You've already done a little bit of homework. You've come in not with an agenda, but with a plan. You're not shoving the agenda in her face. You're being helpful daughter.
Yeah. And I'm really focusing. I know you like to get these all in. And so I gathered these up so you can do the thing you like to do. What do I know by looking at the desk?
Oh, that the bills have not been paid for a while and there's no cutoff notices, but they could be coming quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you're opening them and you're just laying them on, you're not doing anything. So I didn't point any of that out. I said, I got them all gathered up here. So tell you what, how about, here's the checkbook. Now, what else have I done?
You've given some help, some suggestions, and sequencing the you're not saying you got to do this and then going out of the room and expecting her to get it done, because that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. I say, here's your checkbook. Here's your checkbook. Oh, now, do you want this pen or this pen to write with?
Choices. I like that.
Yeah. And then I say, okay, so first I think we're going to do, let's put the bill, let's get the, which one would you rather do the water bill or the electric bill first?
Yeah, let's do the electric because I need the lights.
Electric. Okay. So what check number are you on?
Oh, I don't know. I can't read that. I can't.
Oh, it's up in the corner up here. It's 107. So now, do you want to write it over here?
Well, you just fill the damn thing out and I'll sign it.
Okay, good enough. All right. So I'm going to write 107. Now, take a look here where my finger is. This is how much you're going to owe there. So how much is that?
I can't see. You just write it out and I'll sign it.
You want me to write it out? You got it. I'm going to write that out. Now, here's what I do need, Mom. Your signature on the check. Here you go.
I can still do that. I'm not
absolutely. You are absolutely competent. And you know what that means? One bill done. Let me work on the second one, and I'm going to need your signature again. Oh, now this one's the water bill. Oh, you haven't been using much water, Mom, doesn't look like. Here you go. You ready for your signature?
So you may not get them all done at one time, or you may not solve a problem in its entirety. You may have to, how do you eat a horse or whatever it is, an elephant, one bite at a time?
One bite at a time. And so what I'm figuring out is Mom can't initiate things. Mom is also having trouble with sequencing things, but Mom likes to finish things. So she gets to finish things by signing the checks. And then in the next time frame, what we do is we match up the check and the bill's receipt, and we put it in the envelope and we put it in the mail. Or we don't even do that anymore. I switch it to an electronic, and we go through some of the, make the list of the bills, but then we sort of stop there. And I'm gonna go ahead and deal with that, Mom. So it looks like we've got these 10 bills. And at some point I may say, hey, Mom, which would you rather do? Work on bills or something else? And I can come up with something else, so that we start recognizing how much of this need to participate is me wanting to have Mom involved in something that Mom would have been involved in, and how much is this is me responding to Mom's need to be involved. And, you know, it could go either way. When we're role playing it one way, it could go another way. But what's really important is to get help, because you're right to be concerned. This could be a real tricky part of the problem, because what you're telling me is what you do, she doesn't remember within a short window of time. But it also means decisions you make, she will go back and need to make the decision over, but you need to move the estate forward, because what I heard is it's stressing you out too.
So you're hoping that there was some good planning, and you're hoping that you can steer the ship. You're being respectful, and that will go a long ways to solving a lot of these types of problems.
Yeah. And I think if you're recognizing, you know, Mom can't hold on to things, I need to quit asking her to do things she can't hold on to, because what it causes is more distress on both our parts. And what I can say is, you know, I think Dad made arrangements for that. Let me check and see what I can find out. And I will be doing that over and over.
Do you have videos on this, or was there a course on this, or where can I get more information? Because I have a feeling that people are sort of going, oh, this could be really helpful.
This could be really helpful. You know, Greg, this is one when we talk about early signs and symptoms, we certainly bring it up then. And so some of our work on early signs and symptoms, but I think this one is actually, how do you help someone who's moving further in dementia? So I would look at some of our emerald dementia work, because I think what's happening is someone is transitioning from a clear, sharp diamond to an emerald who's on the go and wants to participate, but may not actually be 100% able to follow along through the details.
Now, I think we can do one ask of our listeners, Teepa. If people are listening to this, I want them to ask themselves, is my house in order? Because we're at the stage now where we can make a lot of these decisions. And we have an obligation to our families to, when we know better, do better?
Yeah. So do we need to do to our kids what is happening to us? This is our opportunity to make different choices and make arrangements and sort of see that, you know, if I get to a place where I'm having this kind of trouble, here's what I think might make the most sense. And you know what would help really? Talk to the kids now. Don't just know it, say it. Because when we know it and we say it, then we can do better. But kids can't do better if we never have that conversation.
Teepa, if I'm really stuck on this, can I pick up the phone and talk to anybody? I know you're hard as heck to get a hold of, and you've trained a few other people.
Yeah. So my recommendation is get up with one of our consultants. We have them, and or call at the info line or go online and chat, because there are lots of ways we are willing to have a conversation. And all of those start off cost-free. If you want a deep consultation, it might actually take a bit more time and effort, but certainly we can start a conversation, and we're more than happy to try to respond to some questions you might have and come up with some strategies that might work for you.
Teepa, thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
You've been listening to the Dementia Care Partners podcast, brought to you by Positive Approach to Care. If you'd like more information relating to dementia, any of these topics, Google teepasnow.com.